Tomorrow is a big one. It's the big one. Coppa Italia final against Juventus. In this video, we will be discussing the formation that Gattuso is likely to choose, 4 key main talking points, and then at the end, stick around for the challenge to decide who will be crowned champion. Tomorrow's final against Juventus is massive, as any final should be, but this one in particular. It's been 6 years since Napoli's last victory. We are up against our arch rivals, Juventus. This means so much more than just a cup. This is exactly the type of final that Napoli fans want to witness. It is essential that Gattuso picks the best possible starting 11. So compared to last time's game against Inter, Gattuso will make 3 changes in my opinion. First, everyone knows about this, will be Meret in goal instead of Ospina, who had a fantastic game. This is because Ospina got a yellow card and he will be out suspended. On the left, we will have Mario Rui replacing Hizai. Mario Rui didn't play in that game against Inter because he was on a yellow, so it's for sure that he will be playing tomorrow. And finally, the last change that Mr. Gattuso will make is Fabian Ruiz instead of Elmas on the right side of midfield. So, as I said, in the build-up to this game, there are 4 key main talking points. Number 1 has to be goalkeeper. Ospina, he had a tremendous game against Inter. He basically did everything from basically scoring Inter's goal, then making miraculous saves and almost assisting Dries Mertens' goal. So he will be out and Alex Meret will come in. I think he had a fantastic first 6 months. Meret is the goalkeeper of the future for both Napoli and the Azzurri, but he hasn't had the chance to shine with Gattuso, and this is really his first time to shine and prove to Gattuso that for next year he can be considered as a starter, and this will be really important for his career as well with the national team, showing Mancini that he can deliver on the big stage as well. So the pressure that Meret will be under, especially after Ospina's game against Inter, will be enormous, and how he copes with that pressure will be something that will ultimately determine the game in my opinion. But I have no doubt he will rise to the occasion. Number 2 is energy levels. The teams haven't played football for almost 3 months, and here they are playing back-to-back games. It was only Saturday that we had our game against Inter. Juventus had 1 extra day, and this situation is going to be a huge factor. Moreover, their game against Milan, they played for 75 minutes, 11 against 10, so they were managing their energies a lot better than Napoli could against Inter. This means that the changes that Gattuso makes in this game and the timing of those changes to keep everybody fresh will also be just as important as the starting 11 we just discussed earlier. Number 3 is the behind the scenes of what is happening around Napoli this week. Lozano was kicked out of training the other day. He is Napoli's most expensive signing, kicked out by Gattuso because he wasn't showing the level of determination that he wants. It's the same sort of treatment that Alan got a few months back, and if anything, maybe this will help the Napoli players stay focused for the game. Another bit of juicy news that came out in the last few days is apparently Milik having a verbal agreement with none other than Juventus. It is quite absurd that Milik is having these talks with a final against Juventus coming up tomorrow. And I sincerely hope that these rumors are not going to affect his performance against Juventus. If anything, if he actually does want to move to Juventus, now is the time to show that he's worth all that money. And so hopefully he scores 1 or 2 against them. And the third behind the scenes is De Laurentiis lighting up the show once again. He had several things to say about some past coaches, including Sarri, who will be on the bench for Juventus. And what he had to say about Sarri was that he was tasteless and greedy for money, and that's why he left Napoli. I sincerely hope Sarri gets a taste of defeat tomorrow. And number 4 is our head-to-head against Juventus and our previous Coppa Italia final performances. Our last 2 were against Fiorentina, where we won 3-1 in 2014, and the one before that in 2012 was, you guessed it, against Juventus 2-0. Goals from Marek Hamsik and Cavani. So we've actually had quite a bit of luck in the past finals. I don't want to jinx it, but a lot of those players actually are still in this team, including Insigne, Dries Mertens, Callejon, and it shows that they're the type of players that can stand up in the big occasions. As for our record against Juventus most recently, We are coming off the back of a 2-1 win at home. We absolutely dominated that game. So if you watched the last preview, you might be aware that I decided who was going to win based on a FIFA game. But this time it's a final, the stakes are higher, and so I feel like I need to put myself in the same pressure as the Napoli players will be tomorrow. So let's see what this challenge is. Hey guys, so as you know, the stakes are high. It's Napoli against Juve. I needed to do something special. We're gonna do 3 shots, crossbar challenge. If I make 1, then Napoli will win. If I make 2 or 3, then you better hit that like button. So guys, as you can see, hit the crossbar, Napoli to win the game, 1-0. I know I said with 2 or 3 you're gonna hit that like button, but goddamn, I'll be disappointed if you don't anyways. So yeah, make sure you hit that like button. Guys, so if you like the video and you want Napoli to win against Juventus tomorrow, then make sure you hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you after the game for the review. Sempre Forza Napoli!